Today we're talking about 4 Avengers Doomsday theories after watching the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Let's get into it.
There's an insane Doctor Doom theory about what his plan is in Doomsday and Secret Wars after watching Fantastic Four.
That was honestly one of the craziest reveals ever.
Yeah, so we know that Doomsday and Secret Wars will be based on the 1984 comics of Secret Wars and the 2015 comics of Secret Wars. And we know in that story, at some point in time, Doctor Doom will have to become God Emperor Doom. And in the comics, the way that he did that was he killed the Beyonders because they're multiversal threats, and he took their power to become God Emperor Doom. But in the MCU, there is no Beyonders. So this is how Marvel is going to answer one of their most unanswered questions in all of the MCU. So the theory is, in the MCU, Doctor Doom's going to get all that power by killing the Council of Kings, who are also multiversal threats. And not only will this eliminate Kangs from the entire storyline, but it'll also give Doctor Doom knowledge of the multiverse, it'll give him Kang technology, and it will show how powerful he is. And we also know from the leaks that they're going to be filming in the TVA. So we know he's going to have access to the TVA, but also access to Loki. And we know that Kevin Feige said, as they were writing the story for Kang, they knew that they needed a bigger threat, which was Doctor Doom. So they knew at some point Kang was going to be part of Doctor Doom's story.
This is a good theory to eliminate Kang from the story, because we know originally it was supposed to be called Kang Dynasty, then it became Doomsday.
Right.
Let's see how I feel about this theory. It makes a lot of sense since, yes, you're right, we haven't had the Beyonders yet.
Right.
It's coming down to the crunch time, right, where Doomsday is around the corner. Spider-Man, Brand New Day, I doubt they're going to introduce the Beyonders.
Right.
So it makes sense that they've already established the Kangs, right?
Yeah.
The Council of Kangs. We see how powerful they are, right? All the different variants of them. They all have a specialty.
Exactly. And if it's like this whole multiversal power thing, that's how they go with the Kangs. Because the Kangs, we know, like, had that whole multiversal war, and then He Who Remains, like, beat everyone.
Right.
But these Kangs could have a multiversal war. So the way to kill them and get all that power is to how to turn into God Emperor Doom, pretty much.
Yeah, and we know in the Hickman run, right? God Emperor Doom does happen. Doom becomes
Right.
God Emperor Doom.
Right. By killing the Beyonders.
Right. And I'm sure we're going to get that scene, right, where we see him in the white cloak,
Yeah.
get Thanos, and
Now, this is where it gets crazy. Even if he doesn't become God Emperor Doom from killing the Kangs, he will use the Kang's power to then have access to Loki to kill Loki, then become God Emperor Doom.
oh, that's a good theory too.
Right, so he's gonna get the power from the Kangs as if they're like the MCU Beyonders, right? Then he's gonna kill Loki and become like the holder of all the multiverses, build Battle World.
God Emperor Doom
God Emperor Doom.
into Secret Wars.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Okay, so there's an insane theory about the Fantastic Four post-credit scene and what it means for Doomsday, but also Franklin.
I honestly feel like this revealed a lot.
Right, but the one thing a lot of people aren't paying attention to are the books that Franklin's reading and how those books tell us a lot about Doomsday and Secret Wars. So the first book that he's reading is The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle, which is a book all about transformation and becoming something bigger than what you already are. So we see Franklin as this normal little kid, but then he's going to transform into the most powerful being in all of the MCU. Then the next book is On the Origin of Species by Charles Darwin, which is all about natural selection and survival of the fittest, which is basically telling us a lot of people are going to die in Avengers Doomsday, because we know Doctor Doom is all about being like the apex predator. Then the next book is A Fly Went By Mike McClintock, which is like showing a huge chain of reactions of different things happening, but it all stems from one event. So it's foreshadowing how Doom is that one event, and he's going to cause this chain of reaction of multiversal breakdowns, and then Franklin, the little kid, is going to have to fix things and put it all back together.
I feel like this could make a lot of sense.
It makes sense, because why pick those specific books?
So the Hungry Caterpillar,
Yeah,
it starts off as this normal caterpillar.
right, and then it's like eating all this stuff, and then it turns into a butterfly.
Right. And we know that Franklin Richards
Yeah.
can create the multiverse with his hands.
Right, he could literally create pocket universes. So we see him start off as this little baby, right? Barely using his powers, but they're very powerful. Then he's gonna blossom. We see him now, he's 4 years old, turning into something bigger than what he already was.
Yeah.
And he's now this most powerful being within the MCU, because he's literally the one in the Hickman run. He puts together the multiverse, like he puts it back together with Reed.
Yeah.
Right, so it's going to show how this kid is going to blossom into something bigger, and he's going to be the key to fixing everything.
Yeah. And then the next book, the Charles Darwin book,
Yeah.
is about survival of the fittest.
Right, and natural selection. And we know, guys, it's called Doomsday. Anthony Mackie said a lot of people are going to die. Like, nobody's safe.
No one's safe. Yeah.
Right. So a lot of people are going to die, and it's literally showing that Doctor Doom is basically controlling natural selection in a way.
It could also be like this. When it comes to natural selection,
Yeah.
amongst the variants of one hero,
Oh.
only the strongest variant will survive.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right? That makes a lot of sense
That's
too.
true. That's the whole thing of natural selection, right?
Yeah.
Only the survival of the fittest.
Yeah. So there'll be multiple versions of Spider-Man, but only one will survive.
Oh.
And that's what comes down to in Secret Wars, right?
That's good.
what it's gonna come
Yeah,
down to.
because when an incursion happens, one Earth, all those people have to die for the other Earth to survive.
Right.
Right? So it is survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Oh, it kind of explains incursions then.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third book, a fly went by.
Yeah.
Right? It all starts with a fly running, and then it's multiple things running after one another, but it all stems from one event happening, and all these other animals are just scared and they think they're running after each other. Okay, so it's like this big chain reaction of events, but it all stems from one thing. And the one thing was like a lamb had his foot stuck in a bucket and it was like banging. So it was like scaring things, right? So I think that lamb is kind of representing how things could be harmless. Like, so Doom is going to present himself as not harmful.
Yeah.
Right. So people think he's harmless, and then it's going to cause this huge chain of reactions of disaster, right? Because everybody's going to kind of trust him, and then it's going to just all multiversal breakdown.
Right. Because most likely Doom is going to be going to the 616.
Most likely.
Right. Because there's no Fantastic Four.
Exactly.
On 616.
And it would only make sense, we'll get into this in a bit, but it only makes sense that Doom will take Franklin to a universe where there's no Fantastic Four.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. That's what would happen. But I also want to go back to the chain reaction thing, right?
Yeah.
I think the chain reaction thing could also be like when you look at Spider-Verse, right? When incursions happen or a canon event is interrupted, it creates a bunch of issues.
That's true.
So if we go from the Spider-Verse perspective, these chain reactions could be incursions or canon events being disrupted.
Exactly. And the chain reactions or incursions could be causing this complete multiversal breakdown where it's like the entire multiverse is at risk.
Because at the end of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, we see him and Clea trying to go stop incursions, right?
Right. She goes, you created incursion and we're going to go fix it.
Yeah.
Now, that incursion could lead to more incursions happening, and it's just this chain reaction like a fly went by, and it's just going to cause this multiversal breakdown that they have to fix.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So there's an insane theory about Doomsday that's pretty much confirmed by the Fantastic Four post-credit scene.
So what does it confirm?
So we see in the post-credit scene, Doctor Doom is with Franklin and with Sue, and originally we thought Doctor Doom was going to take Franklin, but the theory is that Doctor Doom is going to actually take Franklin and Sue and take them to the 616 universe, because we know that that's a universe where no Fantastic Four exists, and that's why in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four ship entering the universe, and it's actually a multiversal ship built by Ben, Johnny, and Reed, and they're trying to find Sue and Franklin. But where it gets really crazy, in the comics where Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday is based on, we see in the comics, Doctor Doom actually takes Franklin and Sue and brainwashes them into thinking that Doctor Doom is their real father and husband. And that's exactly what we saw in the concept art that was released for Doomsday. We saw God Emperor Doom with Franklin and Sue by his side. And that's why in the post-credit scene, Doctor Doom's not trying to hurt anyone. He's trying to manipulate Franklin and Sue.
It's interesting how he's targeting Sue and Franklin, like in the movies, but in the comics, we know that he brainwashes them to like think that Reed doesn't exist.
Right. So in the Hickman run, if you guys don't know, Doctor Doom, God Emperor Doom, will literally made Battleworld, but he made it so that Sue and Franklin and their other daughter, Valeria, has no recollection of Reed. Like, he's completely erased from their memory.
Right.
And they actually think that Doctor Doom is their father and husband, but also like their god.
And just go a little bit further, right?
Yeah.
Latveria,
Right.
as we see, is, in the MCU now, right?
Yes.
We see in Fantastic Four First Steps, when it's the Future Foundation, there's two people missing, but we see Latveria.
Yeah.
Showing that Latveria exists. Now, Doctor Doom, as we know, did not create Latveria, but he rules Latveria and makes it a better country, right?
Right.
Now, going back to those concept art leaks, right? If it's real or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it would make sense that those images look like they take place in Latveria.
Right.
So
it's either Latveria or it's Battleworld.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. It could be Battleworld. But what we know is that if it's based on Hickman's run, it looks like the brainwashing is going to happen.
Yeah. And why else would Doctor Doom target Franklin? He could just take Franklin right then and there. If he was able to teleport into the Baxter building, surpass all their security, right, and go to Franklin, don't you think he would just take Franklin if he knew that he just wanted Franklin?
Yeah.
No, he's staying there trying to manipulate Franklin, and also he's going to manipulate Sue.
Right.
And you got to think too, why didn't Sue attack him right away?
Yeah.
It's almost as if Sue already knows him.
Right.
Because in the comics, Reed and Victor both go to college together.
Right.
Now, what's really interesting about how they go to college together, what they study is insane. So what they study is they try to talk to other dimensions.
Multiverse.
Yeah. So they've studied that together.
Yeah.
Now, in the comics though, Reed tells Victor hey, something's wrong with your equations. It's not right what you're doing. And it could be detrimental.
Right.
So what if Doctor Doom figured out what they were studying in college and fixed it, and now he's trying to take it all over?
Right.
Makes
a lot of sense.
Right. He's trying to take over the multiverse because he figured it out.
Yeah, because when you think about this too, in Fantastic Four First Steps, we see Reed Richards does figure out how to move his Earth.
Yes.
Right, using those portals.
Right, the bridge.
So if he has that and Victor has the same knowledge as him, I'm sure Victor has his way of doing it too.
Exactly. And when you think about it, when you look at the Thunderbolts post-credit scene and you look at the ship that they made, it almost looks like it's made and designed kind of like the bridge.
Yeah. It makes sense too. 4 years has passed since Fantastic Four First Steps when they defeat Galactus.
Yeah.
So 4 years later, I'm sure Reed has made improvements to their ship.
Exactly. And I'm sure Reed knows like how to advance it better.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think that's pretty right on.
So the next theory we want to talk about is actually a theory that we got right about Fantastic Four. Now, we actually predicted how Fantastic Four was going to end weeks ago.
Yeah, I have to say, I feel pretty good that something was nailed perfectly.
Now, it was, okay, I was going to say 99% correct because I extended some of it in the theory that more things were going to happen. But those things didn't happen. But everything leading up to that was right.
But will it happen?
It may happen still. Okay, so what I said was that we all see in the trailers, we all thought the Fantastic Four was going to lose and they were going to leave their universe to go to the 616 universe because that's why the Thunderbolts post-credit scene was the Fantastic Four entering. But I said it was all a misdirect and they were actually going to defeat Galactus, which they did.
Yeah.
Right? And I also said that Doctor Doom was going to take Franklin at the end. And it's actually the Fantastic Four going to the 616 universe because Doctor Doom took Franklin there.
Yeah.
Once again, a universe where they have no Fantastic Four.
Right.
Now, it pretty much happened.
Yeah.
Exactly what I said.
Right. We don't know for sure if he's going to take Franklin because we don't see him actually disappear with him, but it sure leads us to believe that he is going to take Franklin.
Yeah. And you got to think, too, the powers that Doctor Doom already possesses, he shows that he can just teleport into places, whether it be with technology or with his magic.
Right.
Right? He could possibly already travel the multiverse.
Yeah.
And take Franklin there already.
Right.
So it's very possible that the rest of the theory actually goes through, but just want to put that out there that we got that right.
And honestly, maybe he does take Franklin right after, right? And that's what it's not seen on camera.
Exactly.
But I don't see him going to see Franklin and Sue.
Yeah.
And not having something happen.
Right.
It's not just a hello.
No, it's not going to be a hello and then leave.
Right. He's taking one of them.
Yeah.
If not both of them.
Right. Because in the comics, both of them are by his side.
Yeah.
So I think it's really adding up to Doctor Doom taking both of them. And he's going to either brainwash them, or he's going to hold them against their will. And he's obviously this all-powerful being, so he's going to be able to fend off anyone who tries to come get him.
And it makes sense, too, that like you said, if Sue sees someone with their kid, immediately I would force field the guy and move him away.
Exactly.
Right? But like you said, Sue might have recognized him.
Yeah.
And if Latveria is already in their universe, there's a good chance that they already know Victor. They already have a relationship with Victor Von Doom. At this point in the game, right, we see Reed and Johnny and all of them 4 years into having powers.
Exactly.
So if maybe they had already interactions with Doom early on in their careers as Fantastic Four members.
Right.
And they took care of them.
Yeah.
So that's why when she sees him at the end, it's like she already knows him.
They know, yeah.
Very possible.
Very possible. So those are some theories about Doomsday and Fantastic Four, and we'll see if they come true. Let us know what you guys think of them. Comment your theories and let us know.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much for watching this week's podcast, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok, and we'll see you guys next week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
We'll see you on TikTok.
God bless you guys. See ya.
Love ya.